I'll just put it straight up there. I'm not going to be as scientific and as detailed as Mr. Donnelly, but hopefully I'll give you one or two tidbits to take away with you today. So I see some familiar faces. I haven't taught a lot of you. So as Mr. Setterfield said, I'm Dr. Jones. What I want to talk to you today is conscious living. So when the email was sent out asking teachers to come along, I thought, oh, hopefully I've got something to offer. And I was trying to think, what do I have to offer? And I thought, well, the way I really live every single day is consciously. All right, so I'm going to tell you today, I'm going to take you through a day in the life of me. All right, and hopefully by doing that, you're going to learn a little bit about my philosophy on life. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to keep going over here, so I'll try not to be too disruptive. So what is my philosophy? This is literally how this philosophy rules my life, okay? It rules every single day. And when I say rule, not from a negative point of view, I don't feel that I miss out on anything, okay, living this way. So my philosophy to living is having a minimal to no impact on the earth. Right? I'll tell you a bit more about that, but that's how I think every day, okay? I want to have a maximal positive impact on every single person that I meet, okay? As many people as I possibly can, okay, but as many people and the biggest positive impact. So no impact on the earth, positive impact on people. So what does that mean for me on a daily basis? Well, it means that I make several conscious decisions, okay, all day, every day on how I live. The first thing, when my alarm goes off in the morning. This morning was particularly hard. Reason being, I was doing this presentation last night, quite late. I started about 10. About half an hour in, my computer died. Literally nothing, zippoed, nothing. Couldn't turn it back on. A few deep breaths. Then, all right, start again. So I think I finished about midnight. So when the alarm went off at 5 this morning, that was my first conscious decision of the day, which it is for everyone, okay? Your first conscious decision of the day is, how wisely will I spend my day, okay? And I think about this every single morning when my alarm goes off. I could have easily pressed snooze this morning and slept in till about 6 o'clock when my kids woke up. But I didn't, okay? I knew that I have particular things that I need to fit in, and I try and fit in as much as I possibly can before my kids wake up. All right, they usually wake up about 6:30, so if I can get, sometimes I wake up at 4:30, if I can get an hour and a half in my life before they wake up, that's great, okay? It's me time, but it also means I can then spend more them time, okay? So that's what I think about. So my me time is 5 o'clock in the morning. Who else was up at 5 o'clock this morning? A few of you? How awesome is 5 o'clock in the morning? It is the time of the day that is yours, okay? Pretty much no one else's. Not many people get up that early. Right? So that's the first thing I think about, is how wisely am I going to spend every single day? Okay, so I did get up at 5. Then what do I do with that time? When I was looking for a picture for this, I thought to myself, why do I exercise? And a lot of people exercise because they want to change something about their body. Right? They don't necessarily hate it, but they want to change something. And I thought, well, that's not necessarily the case for me. All right, so I really like that quote in terms of, I don't work out because I hate my body, I work out because I love my body. Okay? Probably why Mr. Donnelly works out as well. Okay, he loves his body in the fact that he wants to make the most of it. We only get one. Okay, you start the damage at this age. Okay, you're going to get that for the rest of your life. All right, so you've got to love what you've got. All right, love what you've got, respect what you've got, make the most of what you've got. All right? Some people have the philosophy, I've only got one life. Okay, so I'm going to go hard. All right, and do things that probably aren't the best for my body. My philosophy is the opposite. Okay, I only have one body. Okay, but I'm going to make the most of what I've got. All right, from that perspective. So my second conscious decision of the day is, how much am I going to love my training? And it comes back to some of the stuff Mr. Donnelly was talking about. So when I wake up at 5, I literally do a quick scan. I consciously lay in bed and do a scan from head to toe. How do I feel today? Okay, that's not emotional really, sometimes it is, but it's more, how do I feel? Is anything sore? Is anything tight? And that will impact what I then do when I get out of bed. So this morning, how much will I love my training today? Even though I had no sleep, I felt awesome. All right? So I walked down the pool, did a couple of Ks in the pool, and was home by about 20 past 6. Right? The pool is 5 minutes walk away. I could have easily gone in my car. But then I make a conscious decision, my car impacts the environment. Remember I said I want to have minimal impact on Earth? Okay, using your car, pollution. Right? Why not walk? It's an extra 5 minutes I have to myself. All right. So I made that decision this morning. I got up, I walked down the pool, did my set, I came back. Okay. So it's not how hard am I going to train today? That's not what I ask myself. I ask myself, how much will I love my training today? Okay, because that question, okay, will facilitate my decision making, what I choose to do. If I don't feel up to a lot, okay, I still want to love my training, so I might do something less intense. So it's not how hard will I train today, it's how much will I love my training today. Okay, it's a question I ask myself every day, because I will train every single day. But it will be based on how I'm feeling. The third conscious decision I make every day is how will I greet my children and welcome them to a new day. So this morning when you got up and you walked out to your parents, your brothers, sisters, or whoever you live with, who gave them a big hug and a smile and said, Happy Friday? Good, a few of you, I like that. The rest of you, there's something to learn there. For me, what happens in that first 5 minutes of my children's life can impact their whole day. Right? If I was to greet them negatively in the morning going, oh, I'm so tired, I'm over it, or I can't be bothered doing today, that's going to impact how they feel in that first 5 minutes of the day. So my philosophy, first thing in the morning, my conscious decision, okay, is to treat them like I've missed them every 60 seconds that they've been asleep. All right, like they've been asleep forever. All right? So I always welcome them, big hug, big smile. Okay, so that's my third conscious decision of the day. I consciously think about how I'm going to greet everyone that I meet. Okay, and that continues when I get to school. Okay, or when I stop to get petrol. All right, you might have the petrol, the person behind giving the money to the petrol person. You might walk in, they're over it. Okay, they've got a glum look in your face. If you greet them openly, smiling, welcoming, you're making their day. All right, as well as making you feel great. So that's the third decision I make every day. So then consciously, let's talk about what Mr. Donnelly was talking about as well. How do we eat but give back to the earth? This is a conscious decision number 4. The first thing I do after I greet my children is we pick up the compost scraps in my kitchen from the night before, and I take my 3-year-old down to the compost heap. The first thing we do is we listen, because if you've ever heard compost worms, they're really, really noisy. So we listen to them, they're like cows, they're like this. We listen to them, we say good morning to them, and then we give them their food. Okay, and their food is this one here. Okay, all the scraps, so eggshells from the night before, fruit and veggie scraps, herbs, lots of stuff. So that's one of the conscious decisions I make, okay, to feed back. Then once the worms have eaten it, I put that on my garden. So I have my own fruit, vegetable garden and herb garden. Okay. So I grow as much fruit and veggies as I possibly can. I know where they're from, okay, I know how they've been grown, and of course I know they're locally sourced because they're from my garden. Also, I'm not then going to the shops and buying packet stuff. And when I say packet stuff, I can even mean packaged lettuce or packaged rocket or spinach, anything like that. It's still in a packet, all right? You're still negatively impacting the earth because you're using something, okay, that will have to either be recycled. Recycling takes power. So from my perspective, I'm minimising packets as well. Eat local. So I won't say I do 100% of the time, go to the fruit and veggie markets to get all my fruit and veggies because I know they're locally sourced as well. So from my perspective, we always have fruit and veggies with every single meal. And when I say meal, that includes snacks. All right, so there'll always be fruit and veggies with every single meal. Okay, coming back to that clean eating or wholesome eating that we were talking about before. So it's about choosing what I eat, but it's also about how do I have minimal impact on the earth based on what I eat.
We've got 1 more minute, sorry.
Yep, that's all right. Okay, so what am I going to put in my mouth? So the Real Food Manifest, I really believe in that. So we've got not packets and promises, do the best you can, teach your kids how to cook, grow your own. Okay. So this is a really good philosophy to have in relation to your eating. Okay, support local farmers, say no to GMO products, etc. So again, I consciously think that what I put in my mouth, and even from the perspective of what's in it. Okay, am I putting protein in? So every single meal I will have protein. Okay. I'm not as scientific as Mr. Donnelly, but I will consciously think when I'm making my lunch in the morning, what is going into it? Okay, have I got enough nuts? Have I got enough fruit and veggies, all right? And I'm not, clearly I'm not a beast. So I'm not trying to be a beast. I actually don't eat, I'm a pescatarian, so I don't eat meat. I eat seafood, but I don't eat meat. Right? So again, I try and eat, I eat a lot of seafood. Sustainably caught seafood, I must admit. Now I've just got a few more I won't talk very quickly through. I won't talk much through this, but this is a conscious decision I make. How will I behave today? That's a conscious decision, especially as teenagers, you need to make. How you behave, okay, will impact the consequences. All right, I'm not going to talk too much on that one. Okay, some of you might have heard this quote by Charles Darwin. This is my conscious decision number 7. It's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent. Okay, it's the one most adaptable to change. So my decision, am I going to choose comfort today or am I going to choose change? So for you guys as teenagers, it's a great opportunity to constantly push yourselves outside your comfort zone. Okay? It's how you grow. Okay? Even as adults, okay, we need to continually put ourselves outside the comfort zone to grow as a person, okay, to grow as a human being, to make the most of this. Okay, so we've talked a lot about making the most of your physical body, but to make the most of your brain and continue to grow, we need to look at how we can actually push ourselves. Okay, and I won't talk about our business, but the last one I want to talk about was how will I stay connected with friends and family and not material possessions. So it's interesting, when I Googled images around staying connected, can anyone guess what all the images came up with? Yep,